Testing, testing. Tasting. Pause and then announce. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the
Good evening, distinguished guests, honored leaders, engineering practitioners, partners, students, and members of the engineering fraternity. Welcome to the 2026 Engineering Industry Awards, hosted by the Engineering Council of South Africa. This evening, Thursday, 26th of March, 2026. Tonight marks the maiden edition of the Engineering Industry Awards, held under the theme Celebrating Innovation, Excellence and Impact. These awards provide an opportunity for the engineering fraternity to acknowledge, recognize and celebrate excellence demonstrated by engineering practitioners, businesses, government stakeholders and academic institutions. They also honor individuals whose work continues to support the mandate of the Engineering Council of South Africa, strengthening professional engineering practice and protecting the public interest. Throughout the evening, we celebrate those who demonstrate innovation, leadership, mentorship, technical excellence.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, can we please settle down so that we can start with our...
Good evening, distinguished guests, honored leaders, engineering practitioners, partners, students, and members of the engineering fraternity. Welcome to the 2026 Engineering Industry Awards, hosted by the Engineering Council of South Africa. This evening, Thursday, 26th of March, 2026. Tonight marks the maiden edition of the Engineering Industry Awards, held under the theme Celebrating Innovation, Excellence and Impact. These awards provide an opportunity for the engineering fraternity to acknowledge, recognize and celebrate excellence demonstrated by engineering practitioners, businesses, government stakeholders and academic institutions. They also honor individuals whose work continues to support the mandate of the Engineering Council of South Africa, strengthening professional engineering practice and protecting the public interest. Throughout the evening, we celebrate those who demonstrate innovation, leadership, mentorship, technical excellence, and ethical practice within the engineering profession. To guide us through this special evening, please welcome your program directors and masters of ceremony, Mr. Tiani Tsibane and Ms. Nosizwe Mokwena.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Molo, Dumelang, Sanbonani. You guys look surprised. Were you expecting Trevor Noah and Beyonce maybe to come on stage? Unfortunately, you will have Trevor Noah 0.2 and our Beyonce 1.0. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tiani Tibani. I'm from the Engineering Council of South Africa, and I'll be your host today. And I also have my co-host. You know, I want to tell you a funny story. When they were selecting the co-host for me, they looked at me and they're like, you know what, when you're on stage, Tiani, it will be very dark for you. Because already your skin tone is very dark, so let there be light. And then here we are. We have our co-host from the Council for the Built Environment. Colleagues, we will be having fun today. I don't know what I expected when I come to the stage today. You know, there's a lot of engineers here. I probably expected a hall full of engineers wearing helmets. But you guys look wonderful. I think you need to give yourself a round of applause. You of course not better than me, but yeah, you tried. Ladies and gentlemen, let me allow my co-host to introduce herself.
Dumelang, Molweni, good evening. My name is Nosizwe Mokwena. I am the Marketing, Communication and Stakeholder Manager from the Council for the Built Environment.
Can you please give her a round of applause?
Thank you.
Let there be light. Good evening, distinguished guests, colleagues, partners, and friends of the engineering profession. On behalf of the Engineering Council of South Africa, which is ECSA, it is our honor and privilege to welcome you to the 2026 ECSA Awards evening, a night dedicated to celebrating excellence, innovation, leadership, and service within the South African engineering community. Tonight, we recognize individuals and organizations whose work not only advances the engineering standard, but also contributes significantly to the socio-economic development of our nation. You can give me a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Host. Ladies and gentlemen, just to take you through the purpose and the theme of this evening. Tonight is not only about presenting awards, it's also about honoring and celebrating individuals and organizations who uphold integrity of the engineering profession in South Africa. This evening shines a spotlight on those who consistently demonstrate ethical practice, technical excellency, innovation and leadership, transformation, as well as an unwavering commitment to public safety. As the custodian of engineering standard in South Africa, ECSA proudly uses this platform to salute the professional, emerging talent, and organizations who make our profession shine. Those who raise the bar, inspire trust, and contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of our country. Now, before we start with our evening, I must say that at ECSA, safety of our guests is paramount. To ensure that we are fully prepared in the unlikely event of an emergency, I would like to invite our occupational safety and officer to the stage to take us through the emergency protocol and safety procedures for this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again. Would like the first two rows to evacuate from the front on the demarcated place. It will actually be coordinated with the safety marshals that will assist you at the back. We also have who will assist you to go at the back and all that. We have also the medical team on this level of floor in case you need medical attention. Please enjoy your evening. I hope you brought your dancing shoes.
Before we continue tonight's celebration, may I kindly draw your attention to a few housekeeping matters. Firstly, please ensure your mobile devices are switched to silent mode. However, you are more than welcome to use them to capture the special moments of this evening. Our official event hashtag is hashtag Engineering Industry Award 26. You are most welcome, and we'll encourage you to share them with your colleagues, family, and your online community. Let's showcase the excellency of EXA standards. To our awards recipients, once all the awards have been handed to you, you are invited to proceed to the photograph booth outside. I will now hand over to my host, Tiani, to take us through this evening's program.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mukwena. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when the gentleman from the OHS and safety came through, it reminded me of the event that I attended about 2 weeks back, whereby the gentleman came in and he was very nervous. You see, I'm nervous, there's you nervous, and there was him nervous up there. And he came and he did a wonderful job, but his last statement was like, guys, you must relax, we've been running this institution for the longest time, and we've had a lot of fatalities. And he left the stage immediately. And I looked at him, I'm like, what did he just say? I looked at him, I looked at the next exit, but I was like, as long as many people did not understand what he meant, because what he meant is that we never had any fatalities. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a very interesting program for the day or for the evening. We will be having our speakers, we will be having the welcome address, we will be having the message of support, we will be having the keynote address, and we will be having the main course for the day, which is the awards that we are all here for. Colleagues, in the past 2 days, we experienced exceptional event in which different fields of engineering were discussed. And one interesting invention that I looked into was the new discipline that we discovered yesterday. And that happened during lunch. You know, as I was approaching lunch, I was very hungry yesterday. As I was approaching lunch, I was the first one on the queue. I got there, I realized that there are no plates there. But there were some small bowls there. And I looked at the person behind me, I'm like, I'm the first one, so they need to learn from me. You understand when you go to a plane for the first time and you don't know how to fasten the belt in a plane, you need to look at the person next door to say, how do they do it? And then you copy. So I had to lead by example. I looked into that and I thought that whoever invented this bowl must be an engineer. I don't know what type of an engineer that is, but I bet that was an engineer. So I said that out loud, and the lady next to me, she's like, no, it can't be an engineer, it must be an artisan. I'm like, there must be an engineer who's supervising that artisan in the invention of that.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with our official program. The first speaker who will be coming and providing the welcome address is the executive of the Strategy and Growth from the Engineering Council of South Africa, Mr. Voltaire Shaye. Can we please give him a round of applause?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks to the program director. My name is Voltaire Shai, Executive for Strategic Growth at EXA. I was given the task to do the welcome remarks. I'll start by acknowledging our distinguished guest, Ms. Tembagazi Moya, Executive Head Program Management at CBE, Engineer Refile Putelezi, 6th-term EXA Governing Council President, and current President of Federation of African Engineering Organization. Dr. Tamba, President of Southern African Federation of Engineering Organizations. Mr. T.C. Madikana, our current 7th-term EXA Governing Council President. Ms. Mashia Maidi, Vice President of the 7th-term Governing Council. Also, we have our SADC guest, Claire Musarwa from ERB, Engineer Registration Board, all the way from Botswana. Also want to welcome and acknowledge members of the Governing Council present, EXA staff, representatives of recognized voluntary association present here today, registered persons, representatives of industry, government department and entities, academia, our sponsors. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to welcome you all to the 2026 EXA Engineering Industry Awards. This profession is like no other. It is the catalyst of change, the pioneering of infrastructure, the enablers of service delivery, the influencers of policy change, and the drivers of economic growth. So today, after the two-day insightful and fruitful symposium, we get together, celebrate, pay homage to the excellence. These are not the first awards hosted by the Engineering Council of South Africa. They're actually the third. The first were hosted in 2018, and the second in 2019. These awards sought to acknowledge and celebrate engineering practitioners who unstintingly volunteered to mentor, moderate, review, evaluate, and investigate on behalf of EXA, helping it to achieve its mandate: the professional registration of engineering practitioners, the regulation of our profession, the pursuit of excellence, the transformation of our profession to reflect the diversity of our wonderful country, but more importantly, to protect the public. These awards were necessary, but they were inward-looking, so the 2026 Engineering Industry Awards are different. They are for the engineering profession, by the engineering profession. These awards have allowed for the profession to nominate individuals who in their respective spaces have displayed excellent growth and impact. Today, we are celebrating and making visible the great work that is happening in the profession. We are celebrating engineering students, emerging engineering practitioners, organizations and entities who support and carry the burden of growing the engineering skills pipeline. We honor those who have individually led and continue to make an indelible mark in the profession. To all the shortlisted candidates, those who will be announced as winners, and those who will be honored today, well done and thank you. To all who are here to support the shortlisted nominees, thank you for taking the time, making the investment and supporting the greater cause of engineering excellence. To all our sponsors that have contributed to making this evening a great success, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are officially welcomed, and I hope you will have a great evening. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our next speaker this evening is Ms. Tembakazi Moya, who is the Executive Director, Program from Council for the Built Environment. She is representing the CEO of CBE. She'll be coming up to give us the message of support. Ms. Moya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As I have been introduced, my name is Tembakazi Moya. I've been sent by my principal, Dr. Msizi Mieza, to deliver a message of support on his behalf, as well as the Council for the Built Environment. As I was looking here to say, will I be able to climb the stairs without falling? So I had to tell myself, I'm not going to be a statistic today. However, it made me think on how we design. Where do we see that we have an impact or influence? I'm a champion of inclusion in terms of accessibility. So we try our best when we talk to these venues to say, can you ensure that the venue is accessible? And we learn and we unlearn. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Distinguished guests, esteemed engineers, industry leaders, and colleagues, allow me to stand on the established protocol. It is indeed a privilege to join you this evening at the Engineering Industry Awards, which is a celebration of excellence, innovation, as well as service. On behalf of the Council for the Built Environment, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all nominees and award recipients tonight. You continue to raise the bar for engineering excellence and professionalism in our great country, South Africa. The CBE is established under the Council for the Built Environment Act number 43 of 2000. We regulate, we coordinate, and we promote the built environment professions in the public interest. Through our 6 professional councils, which includes our host today, Engineering Council of South Africa, EXA, we are charged with upholding the highest standards of ethics, competence, and accountability. Our mission is to create an enabling environment where professionals can thrive, innovate, and contribute meaningfully to South Africa's development agenda. The CBE commends the partnership between EXA and the industry, who have made this evening possible. For us, this embodies this true spirit of collaboration, recognizing that sustainable development requires cooperation across disciplines, sectors, and institutions. This year's theme for the symposium, Engineering for Sustainable Development, Empowering Innovation and Inclusion and Impact, aligns perfectly with the strategic priorities of the CBE and the Council. Inclusion means building a profession that reflects a diversity of our nation, where women, youth, and persons with disabilities lead and shape the future of infrastructure development. Innovation means harnessing technology, digital transformation, and sustainable design to address such challenges such as energy security, climate resilience, and resource efficiency. Impact means ensuring that every project contributes to the Sustainable Development Goals. And from clean water, and energy to resilient infrastructure and climate change. For us, as we see it, engineering is a transformative and strategic profession. You are the custodian of the systems that sustain our society, from reinforced concrete and stabilized pavements to high-rise building, tarmacs, power stations, and geotechnical foundations. You are strategic innovators who turn policy into progress and vision into tangible outcomes. Your work gives life to policies such as Climate Change Act, supports fair and transparent procurement, and advances the National Infrastructure Plan. This work is guided by national priorities such as the National Development Plan 2030 and the National Frameworks towards Professionalization of the Public Sector, which call for a capable, ethical, and developmental state. Tonight's awards are a reflection of that vision in action. The story of our democracy is written in infrastructure that you build, the bridges that you connect communities with, the roads that you open economic corridors to, the power grids that light our homes, and the water system that sustains our people. So these achievements are not just technical milestones, they are symbols of hope, resilience, and progress. They remind us that engineering is not only about building structures, it is about people, it is about purpose, and it is about possibility. We must therefore continue to pursue engineering that not only demonstrates structural excellence, but is people-centered, it is inclusive and rooted in shared ownership and sustainability. As I end, colleagues, I want to again extend my huge congratulations once again to all winners and nominees. May you continue to inspire, innovate, and impact lives through your work. Thank you very much.
Be a gentleman and help Miss Moria.
I'm not so gentle. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already had two speakers. Mr. Voltaire Shaye observed the protocol, and I do understand that he mentioned almost everyone who is supposed to be in this room. So if he did not mention you at all, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know how to address you, but I do believe that we are all covered. Thank you very much, Mr. Shaye. Thank you very much. The message of support from Ms. Tembeka Zimoya. She also provided the protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, this means that we are now free to operate in this room. We've been welcomed. We are even allowed to mingle and to be able to network. You know, talking about networking, earlier on as I was preparing for my notes, I was very nervous preparing the notes. And you know, there are people who come to this kind of conferences and symposium, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna get at least 3 numbers in terms of my networking. That guy came straight to me and I'm like, I hope he's not coming to me. Don't come to me, don't come to me. And here he was, it's like, Eta? I'm like, okay, how's it? We start having a conversation and it's like, are you also in the engineering field? So my mind started running. I'm like, you know me, I'm Tian Tibani, I'm the ethics and compliance guy. I'm like, this is very interesting. Maybe for tonight I can be an engineer, who knows? And I'm like, yes, without hesitating, I'm like, yes, I'm an engineer. I was hoping that you will just maybe request my number and leave. It's like, so which engineering discipline are you at? I'm like, yeah. So again, my mind started running. I'm like, there are a lot of disciplines. I mean, I'm from Engineering Council of South Africa. I enforce compliance and ethics with our registered persons. I'm like, Tiani, just pick any discipline. And I was like, I'm in transport engineering. Hey, little did I know. The guy was like, yeah, no, that's good. I'm also in transport engineering. And I was like, yeah, so this conversation will never end.
Yeah.
And he's like, so which type of transport are you in? I'm like, yes. What did I get myself into? I should have stayed as a compliance and ethics specialist. And you know what? I'm like, let me choose the most uncommon transport, mode of transport. I thought of road transport, I thought of air transport, I thought of rail. I'm like, boom, I'm in rail transport. He's like, is it? I'm like, oh, okay, this is going somewhere. So it's like, so you see the Gautrain, I'm the one who designed and he started. And immediately I'm like, dude, I'm quite busy, so can I please go? And so, ladies and gentlemen, as and when you are networking, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Be honest, connect, exchange numbers. You never know, your next contract may be coming from this audience. Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed with our program, we are going to welcome on stage the man who is the president of the Engineering Council of South Africa. You know, this man, when I met him earlier on, I promised that I will make one joke about him. And after I was given a very strict instruction to say, Tiani, you're not going to make any jokes about the senior people, including the president. I'm like, but where's the fun in that? And I've been keeping my promise so far. I haven't made joke about the president or any senior leaders, but I can't promise moving on as we proceed with the program. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome on stage for the item of the keynote address, to welcome Mr. T.C. Madikane. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, colleagues. The president of FAO and the immediate past president of EXA, the president of SAFEO, all the way from Mozambique, the executive head and program management at CBE, the vice president of the Engineering Council of South Africa, members of the 7-term GC who are present. I've seen quite a number of them. I will also want to acknowledge Prof. Chris Roth, who's the president of South African Institution of Civil Engineering. I know that there is also other presidents of other VAs. I'm just mentioning him for a reason. Madam Tati, the acting CEO of the Engineering Council of South Africa. I also want to acknowledge the CEO of SAICI, the EXA staff, the representatives of the voluntary associations, registered persons, representatives from industry and academia, representatives from government, departments and entities, our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. I sound like a politician. But you know, being in this position and working with politicians is very important to understand the protocol. And unfortunately, I did not want to say I'm standing on the protocol that has been observed. I had to go through this. As Mr. Shai has indicated, we're hosting this for the third time. And I know that some of you were not part of us yesterday and today. We had a very successful symposium and a job well done to EXA staff and SAICI staff. Can we give them a round of applause? Some of you won't understand why we hosted the symposium with SAICI. Indeed, SAICI is the largest voluntary association, followed by the electricals and the others. We have more than 55 VAs, Dr. Tamba, here in South Africa. And we've been trying very hard to consolidate the VAs, but it's work in progress. And I believe our Vice President will do some magic. And to have more than 300 participants, and we budgeted for 150, 200, and in the past week, Mr. Shai and his team, they've done miracles. I'm excited tonight because we get an opportunity to recognize, acknowledge, and celebrate the remarkable contribution, excellence displayed, and impact of engineering practitioners, government, and organizations. Other sectors are very good in celebrating their achievements by their peers, by applauding one another for the great work. And I think of the Grammy Awards, the Oscar Awards. It's about time we recognize engineering excellence. You know, as engineering practitioners, we don't know how to brag. But I'm glad that we're doing this for the third time as the Engineering Council in terms of bragging. And I know that the VAs, they've been doing it for the longest time. And by the way, in 2023, we hosted Africa Engineering Week, and it was so successful. It was opened by the Deputy President of the country, and we had full support from quite a number of stakeholders. And we were approached by our registered person and our stakeholders to say, why can't we have something that will cater for all the disciplines? And I must say that the VAs, they are doing a sterling job, but there is a gap in terms of having a function that will cater for all the disciplines. And hence, yesterday and today marked the first symposium in terms of catering for all the disciplines. Colleagues, every bridge or building built, every program that serves to uplift, empower, and impact the next generation, every organization that has considered it necessary to rally behind the professional of registration of engineering practitioners, today we celebrate you. Let me repeat that. Today we are here to celebrate you, colleagues. The notion of collaboration for impact is not a new concept. We see it in politics, in families, in religious settings, between the private and the public sector, among others, between the nations. All of us, at some stage, you have had a mentor in your career. And as we grow in our careers, the reality is that we had mentors who guided us, who encouraged us along the way. It is important that we continue to have those individuals in our lives. It doesn't matter whether you are a chairperson of a listed company, you still need a mentor in your life. And in turn, you must also mentor others. So I urge all of us to ensure that we continue plowing back in terms of mentoring young professionals. There is a common proverb which says, if you want to go far, go together. This emphasizes the long-term success, sustainability. Greater goals are achieved through collaborations, teamwork, and unity. In the past 2 days, we've been talking about collaborations, teamwork, and unity. And I had a discussion yesterday, even today, with the SAICI president. You know, when you talk about collaboration, and I've seen it in action in the past 2 days, there were quite a number of colleagues from the University of Pretoria, including the Dean of Engineering, supporting him in his journey as the president of SAICI. Over and above that, I've noticed that in the past 2 days, we had three past presidents of SAICI, and that talks to collaboration and unity. Can we give SAICI a round of applause? Today, we are witnessing this collaboration that has resulted in impact. The awards are named Engineering Industry Awards because they consider the efforts of various stakeholders in the industry, not just the regulator alone, which is EXA. These awards display the linkages between industry, academia, and professionally regulatory bodies. Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created these problems." Therefore, all stakeholders must have willingness and commitments, among others, one, to grow the engineering fraternity, to boost the private sector involvement, and two, for the government to provide policies that enable for engineering practitioners to be able to be involved and contribute to the development of the national imperatives. And being the president of the Engineering Council of South Africa, and I've been the vice president, and I've traveled quite a lot, I've seen that it's very important to engage politicians. At some stage, we visited Ethiopia, and it was for the first time I went to Ethiopia. And the Ethiopia that I knew in social media versus the Ethiopia that I saw physically is a different one. But there's one reason why it's a different one. The ministers, the majority of the ministers are engineering practitioners, and they are willing to listen to engineering practitioners. That makes a lot of difference. I just hope that one day in South Africa we'll achieve that. I must be politically correct, I must be sensitive. But I must say I was pleasantly surprised, IPP, fellow president, what we saw in Ethiopia. These awards therefore seek to highlight the growth as well as the excellence in the profession, and this will be achieved through celebrating and growing engineering excellence that we have to celebrate tonight. Dr. Stu once said, The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And the best way to predict the future is by creating it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us create ours together. Today or tonight, it's not about speeches, it's about celebrating the individuals that we're supposed to honor. As I conclude this speech, I'd like to call upon all of you to join hands with me as we celebrate extraordinary minds, ideas, diversity, and excellence that the engineering profession carries. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give another round of applause to Mr. T.C. Madikane? You know, Ntate Madikane, whenever you speak, by the way, Ntate Madikane is always a well-dressed man. So as I was preparing to come and choosing my suit, I was picturing him that I can at least beat him just once. But it seems like I will never win. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, when we were drafting the program and they told me that there will be starters in between and we don't have to stop the program, I'm like, so you're saying that I shouldn't eat? Everyone else can eat and I shouldn't eat. So then we came to a conclusion that we will stop a program for about 5 to 10 minutes so that the starters can be served to every one of us and we can enjoy the band. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the lovely band. And ladies and gentlemen, manene na manenekazi, we do hope that you have enjoyed or you are enjoying your starters. Can we please give a round of applause to our band? Thank you. The past 2 days symposium was hosted in partnership with SAICI. However, tonight, EXA proudly presents the following awards categories to celebrate honor and outstanding contribution of the engineering practitioners, businesses, government stakeholders, and academic institutions. These awards are divided into 14 categories, carefully structured under 3 main classifications. Honorary categories, which pays tribute to lifetime achievements and exceptional service. Inclusion and diverse category, which highlights effort to promote equity, representation, and belonging within the profession. And the stakeholder category, which recognizes the valuable contribution of business, government, academia, and other partners in strengthening and advancing the engineering fraternity. I'll now hand over to Tiani, who will invite our next guest. Tiani, over to you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that we've been waiting for. You know, during the break, as I was walking to the restroom, I met this gentleman. And he was like, "Hey, Tian, you must give us 2 more jokes, 3 more jokes." And I was like, you will have to pay for that in future. These jokes are not for free. Colleagues, as my co-host has already indicated, we have 3 categories that we're going to be awarding today. These 3 categories are divided into 14 awards. The process that took place in selecting the recipients of this award, we've advertised as the Engineering Council of South Africa through website and social media, calling all the stakeholders to nominate the deserving recipients. We formed the moderation committee, which conducted its work in terms of having to moderate and select the shortlisted individuals and organizations that are deserving to be recognized. And finally, the moderation committee had to select the winners. I think all those who have been shortlisted are regarded as the winners of today's ceremony. Can we give all the shortlisted candidates a round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with the honorary category, of which I'm going to invite the leadership to come forth. I need the following leadership, which is Mr. T.C. Madikani, the President of the Engineering Council of South Africa. I will need also Ms. Refilwe Buthelezi, the President of the Federation of African Engineering Organization. And lastly, I will need Dr. Tsamba, who is the President of the South African Engineering Organization. Please give them a round of applause as they come forward. We are missing one leader, Ms. Refilwe Buthelezi. Oh, she's on her way. Ladies and gentlemen, while we wait, I'm even tempted to interview the gentlemen that are here, but I'm sure they are very nervous, so I'm not going to do that to them. Today, it's not a day of speeches, as the President has already indicated.
The finalists are Bosch Ulwazi.
Hold on. We're not yet there. We're not yet there. Ladies and gentlemen, the first category will be presented as the honorary category. We are having 5 awards that we will be honoring in terms of this specific category. And the first award is for, I was hoping they won't disappoint me. The first award for the honorary category
recognizes a virtual panel member who has gone above and beyond in their commitment to the Engineering Council of South Africa. This award honors an individual who has selflessly dedicated their time, expertise, and professional judgment to support the engineering assessment process. Through their contribution, engineering practitioners are evaluated fairly, rigorously, and in accordance with the highest professional standards. The recipient's dedication plays a vital role in upholding competence, strengthening professional integrity, and safeguarding the credibility of the engineering profession.
And the honoree is Mr. Mike Mears. Can we please? Ms. Tsepang will accept the award on his behalf. Can we give a round of applause for Mr. Mears? The next award is for Service Beyond Self for a voluntary association.
This award recognizes a voluntary association that has made a significant contribution to advancing the engineering profession. The association demonstrates active programs promoting extra-professional registration, strong representation of registered engineering practitioners, and meaningful initiatives supporting engineering students and practitioners.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was concluding the honorary category award. Let me release our president, Mr. Majikane, Ms. Buthelezi, and also Dr. Tsamba. Can we please give them another round of applause? Just to mention the few of our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of these awards, we have IGODA Project and also Infra Consult as part of our sponsors. These are all our sponsors for the awards, but I'm just for now singling out the IGODA Project and Infra Consult. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the time that we've been waiting for has finally arrived. We are going to the next category, the category that is called Inclusion and Diversity Award. This is the category whereby nominations were received. The moderation was conducted, shortlisted people have been called upon to join us, and the moderation committee has done its job in terms of ensuring that the deserving recipients do receive those specific awards. Please allow me to call in stage the following, which is the Vice President, Ms. Mashia Maidi, and also the Social Ethics and Remuneration Committee from the Engineering Council of South Africa, Ms. Vangile Nene. Can you please give them a round of applause as they come join us? Let me try to be a gentleman. You don't want to carry it? You don't? Okay, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I tried. I tried to be a gentleman, but next time, in the 2027 awards, I'll try again. Ladies and gentlemen, in this category, like I've already indicated, we'll be awarding recipients who have been nominated, shortlisted, and the decision has been made. The first award under the category of Inclusion and Diversity.
Our next category celebrates initiatives and individuals who are expanding opportunity and strengthening diversity within the engineering profession. These awards recognize efforts to develop future engineering leaders and support inclusive participation across the sector.
Again, the first award under this Inclusion and Diversity Award is for...
This award recognizes a final year or postgraduate engineering student who demonstrates academic excellence, leadership, and professional engagement. The recipient shows strong academic performance, active participation in engineering forums, and commitment to mentoring fellow students. The finalists for the Outstanding Engineering Student Award are Hazel Ratmotlo, Master of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering Science at the University of Johannesburg, and Finley Chikwira, Master of Engineering Professional in Civil Engineering at the University of Witwatersrand.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this award is Finley Chikwira.
Then I'll give this. You have to.
Congratulations once more to Finley. Can you please give him another round of applause? Very well deserving there. Ladies and gentlemen, the next award, still under the category of inclusion and diversity, is for...
This award recognizes a young engineering professional aged 35 or younger who has already demonstrated leadership within the engineering fraternity. Recipients are registered with EXA, active within voluntary associations, and making meaningful contributions to the profession. The finalists for the Emerging Engineering Practitioner Award are Tinashe Mukalela, Bongenkosi Tango, Tiasha Naidu, Kodani Shivote, Vernon Nahan, Sipela Makete Tema, Kyle Anthony, and Lasheen Panther. 2 awards will be presented this evening, 1 male and 1 female recipient.
A very, very, very tight category, ladies and gentlemen. As the audio has already indicated, we're going to award 2 recipients for this category, who is the male and the female. Let me start with the male, who is Dr. Bonginkosi Tango. And the female is Tiasha Naidu. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations once more to Dr. Tango and to Tiasha. Well deserved indeed. It was a very tight category. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, we're going to the next award, still under the category of inclusion and diversity. And that is for...
This award recognizes a registered engineering practitioner over the age of 35 who demonstrates sustained excellence and leadership within the profession. The award acknowledges individuals who provide mentorship, professional leadership, and contributions that benefit both the engineering fraternity and society. The finalists for the Excellence Award are Avi Menon and Tuki Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we only have the 2 shortlisted candidates for this category. It was neck on neck. And the winner is Avi Menon. Congratulations once more, Avi. One more round of applause. I see Avi there is already charming the ladies and creating conversations. Congratulations once more, well deserved. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last award for the category of inclusion and diversity. And this award is for...
This award recognizes programs that actively promote youth development, gender inclusion, and career pathways within engineering. These initiatives demonstrate measurable impact through STEM promotion, mentorship, skills development, and employment opportunities for women and young engineers. The finalists are the African Electrotechnical Standardization Commission, AFSEC, the South African National Roads Agency Limited, SANRail, and Biden Group.
Very, very tight group there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate the recipient of this award, who is SANRail. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the next category, which is called the Stakeholder Award category, we also have 4 awards in this category. And the first
Our final
award
category
is for
recognizes organizations whose Our final category recognizes organizations whose programs strengthen the engineering ecosystem and professional development across the fraternity. These awards highlight the important role played by industry, government, and institutions in developing engineering capacity.
And the first award for this category is for...
This award recognizes a final year or postgraduate engineering project that provides an innovative solution to a real-world challenge. Projects are assessed on innovation, originality, emerging technologies, and potential for real-world implementation. The finalists are Makhosana Ndlovu and Nomfundiso Msweli.
And the winner for this award is Nomfundiso Msweli. Sorry, you forgot your trophy.
Unless you want us to keep it. Congratulations, yeah.
Can we give another round of applause to Nomfundiso? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to release the two ladies from the stage as I call upon the acting CEO of the Engineering Council of South Africa and also the Executive for Strategy and Growth, Ms. Tabi Samtati and Mr. Voltaire Shai. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on into the next category, we are still under the Stakeholder Award category. And the next award for this category is for...
This award recognizes an organization that has established an effective graduate development program or engineering training academy. The program demonstrates structured mentorship, professional development pathways, and measurable success in achieving EXA professional registration. The finalists are Bosch Ulwazi, the City of Cape Town, Biden Group, Eskom, and the South African National. The finalists are Bosch Ulwazi, the City of Cape Town.
And the winner for the Engineering Skill Incubator is Sanral.
Then you tell you, go back to number 4 so we can announce it. Can you go back to the guys at the back and tell them to go back to this? Thank you, congratulations, sir.
And the next, can we please give them another round of applause? This is the second award that is going to Sanral. We hope it will be the last for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the next award, still in Stakeholder Award category. The next award is for...
This award recognizes a government department or public entity that actively supports the professionalization of engineering practitioners. The program demonstrates structured training, work placements, and successful professional registrations within the past 5 years. The finalists are KwaZulu-Natal Department of Transport, Western Cape Government Agriculture, Western Cape Government Infrastructure, the City of Cape Town, and the South African National Roads Agency Limited, SANRail.
And the winner for this award is KwaZulu-Natal Department of Transport. Okay. Okay. What is this for? Yeah, this is the last one. For women. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So that one is Congratulations once more to the KwaZulu-Natal Department of Transport. Ladies and gentlemen, just a simple correction in terms of the previous category. The category that was won by Sanral, the second one was for funding support for professional registration, instead of the one that promotes youth and women. Now, we have the last award, still under the stakeholder category. And this one is the one that we just rectified now. Very interesting. Let's make sure that it is correct before we even award.
It is correct.
I have it with me. I can confirm that this is correct. So this award, it goes to the successful program to promote the youth and women in the engineering fraternity. We've already displayed the shortlisted organizations, and the winner for this group is Baigen Group. You want to stay? You can stay. Now you can go back. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give another round of applause to Baigen Group? And congratulations once more for that award. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the conclusion of our awards. If you did not win and you've been shortlisted, consider yourself a winner. The competition was very tight, and there's nothing I can do for you at this point. I wish there was something I could do, but there's nothing I can do anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to call in stage to provide the vote of thanks for our awards ceremony, Ms. Thabisa Mtati, the acting CEO of EXA. Once more, let me be a gentleman.
Good afternoon. Oh, is it the evening? The time has just flew away. And good evening to our distinguished guests, to the presidents that are sitting right in front of me, the CBE representative, the president of EXA is going, Mayor Refilwe, and Dr. Samba. Every one of us today is a special delegate. GC members and the VP, VAs, presidents, CEOs, professionals that are within the House, candidates, and those that are still wishing to join the journey. Good evening. The President has said that today is not about the speeches, and I won't keep you long also. And yet I am honored to stand among the architects of the future, the engineering professionals. Engineering is indeed excellence and has always existed long before the formal titles. As the President reminded us today, the best way to prepare for our future is to create it. That is why then Ms. Moya's words, and she said, ours is a transformative and strategic profession of innovators. Tonight, we have witnessed that. We have witnessed firsthand the transformation, celebrating individuals who aren't just followers of the blueprint, but are strategically building a more sustainable future. To our award winners and nominees, you are the innovators we spoke of. Your contributions elevate our profession and serve our country with distinction. You are all winners tonight. Indeed, when we say that you are all winners, we've seen different categories that have been acknowledged tonight. We thank each and every one of you, the professionals, because without you, EXA wouldn't have been recognized by the CBE on the Bearer Awards last week for having a substantial number of young professionals that have been recognized in 25-26. For that, you can give yourselves a round of applause. It is with gratitude, as I stand here as the acting CEO, that the profession of the engineers are accountable, and that, in fact, they do so by showing the young ones that are at the pipeline of our future the way. We thank you for taking your time, mentoring them, coaching them, and showing them the way. A special word of thanks to the 7th Term Council for allowing us to recognize this excellence tonight. Thank you again. I know the team has been thanked enough for the countless hours that you have invested in organizing this event. There was a rigorous process that was undertaken for all these categories. Your dedication behind the scenes made this evening possible. We also extend gratitude again to our sponsors, because without your invaluable support, we wouldn't been able to celebrate all those that we have managed to celebrate tonight. So by that, we want to say again, thank you for joining us. As we close, I trust tonight marks a renewed commitment to recognizing excellence in engineering. I look forward to seeing this platform grow into the most prestigious in our profession. Please, let's join hands and give ourselves a well-deserved round of applause for tonight, and enjoy the rest of your time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the program of the day, allow me to acknowledge the following sponsors who made it possible, or who made this award ceremony possible. Can we please give them a round of applause as and when I'm calling them? As and when I'm calling them out. The first one is Harvest Corporate Travel. We have the South African Institute of Agricultural Engineers. We have the Institute of Professional Engineering Technologists. We have the Beigen Group. We have the University of Johannesburg. We have the South African Institute of Civil Engineers. We have Proconics. Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you for that, Proconics. We have Drone Labs. We have the South African Institute of Civil Engineers Professional Development and Projects, PDP. Last but not least, we have our main sponsors once again, who is Igoda Projects. The last main sponsor is Infra Consult. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to appreciate all of you. Without me off-ramping, I can quickly off-ramp now, especially after Ms. Mtati has already given the closing remarks. I can easily off-ramp to the north. But we want to really appreciate there's one more, very important. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also acknowledge the National Society of Black Engineers, NSBE. You know, yeah, I'm sure black engineers will corner me after this if I did not mention them, but we really appreciate you and we appreciate your sponsorship. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful crowd. I hope I've been a wonderful program director myself. I hope the jokes that I managed to give you were also funny. But thank you very much. I will give my core program director to also thank you and give us the closing remarks on behalf of the program directors.
Can be closing remarks. Thank you so much, Tiani. Manene Kazi, this concludes our official ceremony. Please join us for dinner and networking. And to our winners, you are kindly requested to proceed to the media wall for a photo opportunity. Thank you. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this historic occasion as we celebrate the people and organizations shaping the future of engineering. Please remain seated as the winners go up to the stage for their official photo opportunity. Dinner will then be served as the evening's entertainment continues. Congratulations to all finalists and award recipients, and enjoy the rest of the evening.